Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell if you love to watch more cheating stories. If you want to know how to get back your ex-girlfriend and boyfriend, click the link below.
26 years down the drain. This is most likely to be a lengthy one. So below's my TLDR summary. Other half of 26 years ripped off and for the past 2 years has been attempting to fix up as well as refusing to separation me. I hope I did the TLDR right. Hi. I comprehend that we're not allowed to provide names, but I'm guessing perhaps full names. I read a lot of articles to attempt to obtain the essence of them, however I can't compose like them, so obscure and also to the point. I do not understand. I'll try my best. My name is Hector and I'm 47 years old, Puerto Rican. I believe the acronym is STDX better half Debbie, and also I was wed for 26 years, we were together for 30. We have actually gotten married in our elderly year in senior high school when she got expecting with our firstborn. I was lucky sufficient to obtain a work at UPS right after college graduation. We struggled in the beginning. She's from a typical Irish household and also they disliked me in the beginning. But I won them over. Specifically her dad. I made sure she didn't have to function. By the time we were 27 years old, we had 5 children. 4 women and a boy. I was just privileged that the young boy came out initially. We had our disagreements over money, technique methods, as well as me complaining concerning the absence of sex. I understood, we have 5 youngsters as well as they can be really exhausting. I tried to assist as long as I could, however she was still worn out. However, she was my whatever. She always kept her body fit. I attempt to, yet being a delivery vehicle driver for a very long time, I'm what they called skinny fat. I have a muscular upper body, arms, legs, yet I have a careless gut. I obtained the horseshoe hairline that create me to cut it off. Yet, Debbie was my every little thing. There were times she was vocally violent in the direction of me and whenever I had enough as well as lash back, she came to be a cry bully and also I just gave up. As the years passed we were the only married couple in our close friend team. Each of them obtained separated. Out of our 7 married couple buddies, 5 were brought on by adultery on the spouse's part, 1 was on the hubby's component, and also the last one they divorced because she friend-zoned her husband. I was against my spouse hanging out with her newly, solitary, good friends. However, that would certainly simply start an enormous debate concerning me managing her, keeping her as a prisoner, and also my personal living sex doll. All of that captured me by surprise. The more she socialized with them, the more resentful she came to be. The children took notice. I remembered my son as well as 2 of my daughters suggesting with her when I returned, and as much as I comprehended their aggravation, I reprimanded my kids for yelling at their mom, and when they left the room, I validated their issue and she told me that we see her as a servant. I asked her where this was originating from, however she said forget it, shut down, as well as walked away. I remember D-Day so vividly. Debbie was out with her buddies. I remained in the cooking area cooking. The youngsters were watching Train to Busan, and also my 3 earliest came to the cooking area. I assumed they involved look at the food, but they all had a worried look. Prior to I asked what was the issue, my kid told me that they assumed their mom was having an event. Of course, in the beginning, I didn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. I yelled at them and also I told them I was most likely to prove they were wrong. I switched on the Where's My Apple iPhone application and saw that she went to a bar on the borders of community. I hopped in my vehicle as well as I went. When I got to bench it was crowded, but I saw her circle of close friends in the edge cubicle acting like intoxicated boneheads. When I approached them, they all turned pale and that unsettling feeling hit my tummy. Given that I really did not see her in the bar, I went outside and walked the parking lot. There was a cars and truck in the back corner. It appeared like the man in the chauffeur's side was sleeping. A male that I assumed was my friend. I approached the automobile to ask him if he has actually seen my spouse, however when I obtained closer, it was apparent that he was getting a BJ and the closer I obtained, the more I acknowledged the lady in the car. I was almost waiting the vehicle driver's side home window as well as none of them observed me. I lost my mood. I damaged the window, grabbed him out and also I had not been civil. Debbie was yelling sorry over and over. I was chewing at her while tipping him. Cops turned up soon after that as well as I was jailed for assault and battery. I invested a week and a half in Regent. I needed to go right into the infirmary since I assumed I was having a heart attack, yet it turned out I was suffering from broken heart syndrome. The news of what I did spread like wildfire. Ultimately my father-in-law released. The man was virtually in rips when I kicked via those gates. He profusely apologizes to me for his daughter's actions. During the drive home, he told me he talked to my supervisor and union associate about the situation so I can still keep my task. He claims that the kids have been remaining with him and also Debbie was awaiting me in your house. He said he knows what was going to occur, which was why he brought the vehicle. He was right. When we got to your home, Debbie went to me sobbing as well as tried to hug me, but shoved her so difficult that she fell to the ground. She took a look at me with shock. I informed her to obtain her crap out of my house as well as I desire a divorce. She tried to combat it, yet her dad convinced her else. An hour after they left, my mother-in-law featured the youngsters as well as I embraced them all for dear life. She excuses her little girl's actions also before leaving. Now in my state, there's necessary heirs counseling prior to granting the divorce. Which in my viewpoint is full B. I do not understand why I need to go to counseling if she cheated. At the start of the sessions, I simply sat there, paying attention to her dribble. That is specifically what it was, dribble. Blame shifting on the fact we were young moms and dads and also she never experienced the wild way of life. The freedom, and she obtained carried away. She got shed in it as well as her pals motivated it. Quickly she seemed like she was missing something and she started a fling. The therapist tried on a couple of times to make it my fault. Telling me that I need to have enabled her to spread her wings every as soon as and also a while and also just how I required to see it from her point of view. I just considered the lady and asked the counselor if she was smoking split. Because that was the dumbest thing that could have come out of her mouth. I asked Debbie for how long she was ripping off on me with him as well as she stated 4 months as well as firmly insisted that he was the only one. However, it was a mistake and we can get past this because we have background. So I asked her more questions. Who initiated the sex, me or him? The number of times did you decrease on him? Did you swallow? Did he do you raw? Did he be available in you? Did they sleep together? Through her stream of lips, she answered them truthfully as well as I was quiet for a long while. The therapist tried speaking with me twice during this as well as I elevated my finger. I thought about whatever we did in the past and also during her event home window. The giggling, the conversation, the sex. Everything, and there was no hint of her being sad or mad. We were simply being us. When I lastly did speak, I brought up the moments we made love throughout that window. I called her a WH*3. The counselor tried to fix me as well as I informed her to shut up as I remained to call her every name in the book. Eventually, I told her she was polluted in my eyes. Again, the therapist and Debbie tried to persuade me that our background and also relationship can get past this blunder, and also I really did not want to hear it any longer. It resembled they didn't care about my feelings on the matter. It was merely forgiving her as well as what I can do to overcome it, and also asked forgiveness to her for making her seem like a slave. So I left. This opposed separation has been a long uphill struggle for the past 2 years. Debbie is still trying to make points right. Still attempting to get us back together. I do not understand why, because our discussions are purely concerning the children as well as when she tried to talk to me about another thing I hang up on her. Household gatherings are contained me preventing her or not turning up in any way. Our oldest kids refuse to speak with her. I try to make them hang around with their mommy, but they refuse, and also I have actually selected to regard that. My in-laws go to my residence once a week, and also I recognize they have actually been trying to make their child give me my separation, but that has been abreast. My mother-in-law has actually been especially extreme on her, calling her a foolish brat, gossiping about her to her parents. I had to ask her to stop since I didn't want the entire community to know our business. Throughout the first year, my child and also child produced a Tinder represent me. I assumed it was foolish. I'm a middle-aged man with 5 kids who has a papa body. Yet I have actually gotten on over a dozen very successful dates that have actually been a real confidence booster. Just recently I satisfied somebody during my court problem social work. Her name is Isabel and she was our environment for humankind supervisor. She's glamorous as well as one starting point for a Vanessa Marceau look-alike competition at a soap opera convention she and her daughter participated in. That's exactly how we started talking. My daughters love watching General Health Center and I sat with them. To me, this is among minority times I reach spend with them. I introduced her to children 6 months in and they instantly took a shine to her. To make points actually unpleasant, my kid as well as her child appear to actually such as each other. However, Debbie is holding. She in fact told our youngest 2 youngsters that at some point, we will certainly come back together. I had to inform her to stop telling them this. Her papa is attempting to make her go see a therapist, yet I just desire this over currently. I don't regret my years with Debbie. I have 5 remarkable youngsters with her. I man up as well as develop a life for her. My only remorse is that she wrecked 26 years together on a fling. I regret that she believed she had me in a manner that I was just most likely to let it glide and take her back. However, I do dislike her. When I encounter her old group of buddies around town, I freely call them *res and also homewrecker instead of their names. That love and also respect that I had for her went away when I captured her in that auto. She will always be the mother of my youngsters and also nothing else. I just really hope that she can concern terms with that. Below are a few of the very best remarks from our neighborhood. Fairly truthfully, there is no upside to reconciliation. A 4-month affair calls for a lot of planning, initiative and also subterfuge. This was not a drunken rendezvous. She unilaterally opened up her marriage. You were exposed to STDs. Hopefully your youngsters are all your very own. Paternal examinations are your business. Currently she'll obtain 1/2 of all your properties as well as mandated spousal support as well as child support. That's unfair. You were faithful. I would certainly read more chumplady.com, Cheating in a Nutshell, Amazon, and Leave a Cheater, Gain a Life, Storm. Do not place your head in a mixer and try to understand her attempts at manipulation as well as blame shifting. There's no point. You kept your marriage intact, she picked to have events. Another point, what kind of person offers head in a car park to an app? That's enough reason to divorce. A mommy acting that sleazy, I'm women, I intend to throw up. You believe he was the only one? I don't. It's excellent you're going out, you have nothing delegated collaborate with below. It's time to take your playthings and leave. Don't know get in touch with or really reduce get in touch with. There's absolutely nothing left for you in this connection. Ladies are trying to find faithful, sincere companions. If you believe you have found love once again, be considerate to your PF and see where it goes. I wish that you'd taken her off as your beneficiary of your pension plan, 401k, mishap as well as dismemberment insurance and also as well as bank accounts you might have. Despite the fact that you're still wed, ask your attorney if you can comprise a brand new will certainly leaving your points to your kids when the separation experiences. Good luck. Bro, my condolences to the heck your ex-lover place you via. To throw a lifetime of memories away for pure selfishness and sleaziness is a wickedness that no one need to ever before need to deal with. Yet I'm exceptionally happy to see you not only eliminate your ex-spouse, but you are bearing up and with the support of your family, particularly those remarkable kids of your own. Keep yourself hectic. And also bordered with great business. You never forget and also the pain will periodically strike every once in a while, however you will certainly discover brand new pleasure. I can promise you that. Simply keep your defenses up with your ex. She's in a hopeless panic to retain control. She understands that without you, with all the years you provided, she has nothing to depend on. Do not provide her a point. Allow her harpy close friends peck at her. And that garbage mick requires to obtain her head examined. You got this. Stay solid as well as on the program. You did discover them having sex in public. While I am not providing you legal suggestions, if my partner did it to me, I would have filed a criminal problem for public lewdness, public indecency at the minimum. I would certainly then submit civil costs for deliberate infliction of emotional distress. Some states permit torts especially for cheating. The tort is often called spousal alienation. I don't believe mine did, but if my wife did something like that, I would personally consider it. And also if I was compelled to visit counseling, and also the therapist informed me all that these, I would file an issue versus claimed counselor for negligence. Not legal advice, simply informing you what I would certainly do. She knew that her good friends are that effective, yet she associated them because she was brought into their way of living. Nevertheless, she never ever wanted to leave you if you were the safest and most stable choice for her. When she saw that her stable as well as comfortable life will overcome, she did a 180 turn and intends to integrate. Her desperation for settlement is since every person including her youngsters and also moms and dads are shaming her on this, and she knows that the only method to maintain her reputation before everybody is when you integrate with her. Also, as she's not obtaining any younger so her future choices are minimal and also she can't discover someone as good as you. I compliment you for how you are being there for the children as well as the means your in-laws are supporting you rather than their daughter shows you are an excellent guy. You will certainly get all past this soon. All the very best for your healing trips. It sounds like you obtained some truly great youngsters guy. I would have done the very same point in your scenario. Considering that cheating is not unlawful, which I personally believe it needs to be offered the damage it did to a household, every partner should be encouraged to kick the spunk out of the app to place the fear of God in any person thinking about being with a wife. If you're terrified to do it on your own, there's constantly a close friend in the number that means sufficient to do it for you. Becoming aware of these women going out for some strange like their miserable close friends, getting captured as well as realizing they just spoiled their lives for nothing. For buddies coincide lonely desperate ladies you see around TikTok. I question your Etsy that you'll ever have the ability to take a look at them the very same after going through all this chaos. Despite just how much you attempt and keep the affair in the family, before long it's all over town. Women have a real difficult time coping with pity and regret, and the only way they think they will ever before feel much better regarding themselves is if their hubby forgives and takes them back. That is asking someone to do the difficult. They will certainly for life be tainted, unclean 400 please job. And also sadly if there's kids entailed that are old sufficient to know what's up, they will certainly never ever check out their mother the very same. That's the only part that I really feel a little empathy concerning. She'll never ever recover from that one. Good luck to you. I hope you find yourself a good female to invest the remainder of your life with. Thanks for seeing. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Keep in mind to subscribe.